podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hey everyone, this is Ed here. Quick note on today's show. Unfortunately, tech failed us again, and my mic was not plugged in properly. So, sorry about the poor audio quality on my side. You can make it out okay. Enjoy the show.
All right, Tom, how's it going?
Yeah, really good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, all good. We've witnessed, I guess, a routine Carabao Cup third round victory. Third round? What am I talking about? Quarter-final victory?
Quarter-final. Ooh, sounds exciting.
Ooh. United in the semi-finals, first season for Ten Hag. I feel like we've only played about 2 games to get here, though.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Has it been 3? Has it been 3? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it has been. Yeah, it's 1 round fewer, isn't it? Because United are in Europe.
Yeah.
Actually, this is an aside, but the discussion paper that is being discussed, circulated around Premier League clubs, is at the moment is talking about any clubs in Europe could play an under-23 side in this tournament. So making it look more like the Papa John's Trophy, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
scrap it all together, really.
That's kind of what we went through a stage of basically doing that anyway, didn't we? And Arsenal definitely did as well. There was kind of that period where Wenger and Ferguson took this tournament really super unseriously, but it's kind of found a bit of a regeneration of late, hasn't it? Really, I guess there's not many competitions to win
every year.
Yeah,
well, there are many competitions to win. It gives you passage into the Europa League. Yeah. It's still Europe, isn't it? And City take it seriously, or they've got 25 players of all basically the same quality, and so rotating doesn't make much difference.
I guess that's the thing as well. Like, squads are a lot bigger these days, aren't they? So when you do rotate the squad, like we did today, like playing Fred and McTominay, have not got that many minutes recently, and then even like Lisandro Martinez hasn't been playing much recently, so he needs the minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a few of the players really needed this game time ahead of the derby at the weekend if they're going to play, or at least if they're called upon. I mean, a few of the younger players got some game time, but it's not like this was 1995 and Fergie pulling out the whole of the class of 92 against, who was it, Port Vale?
Yeah.
And they were like, the average age of the side was 18 or something like that. Yeah. So not like that. I mean, we got to see Kobe Mainu, which was great. I wouldn't say it was his best performance. He's definitely a lot more dominant in 21 matches than that. Yeah. And we saw some bits, a few flicks and tricks that he likes. And he's normally pretty good on the ball. I thought he found it difficult to get in the right kind of half spaces to actually receive the ball today.
I don't know if he really knew where he was playing, or that role just didn't suit him. It was kind of hard to work out because he was kind of playing above McTominay and Fred, but then also at times I saw him drop in deeper and stuff. It was almost like he'd be given a little bit of a free role and kind of didn't have a role.
I think he was trying to find space.
Yeah.
What I thought a lot of what seemed to happen was that he was sort of at number 10, trying to find space between the midfield and the Charlton's defence, and it was Fred and McTominay on the ball, not being able to find him, or he was in the passing lanes. And I guess a lot of that sort of gaining intelligence at the senior level, even playing Charlton.
And also playing with McFred, I guess.
And playing with McFred, yeah. Anyway, good to see him. And then Pellistri got, 5 minutes at the end. It's a really odd one.
He was really good, though.
He's good. I mean, he's very direct. He always looks, when you see him, he looks good because he's very direct. I guess there's a question about his physicality, one, and his sort of maturity, two, the final product. Because he's had the 2 loan spells at Alaves and hasn't done loads.
Yeah, that's
really.
the problem.
Yeah, so we saw him. Elanga got game time. I mean, he just needs to get out alone, doesn't he? Otherwise, he's going to spend the rest of the season getting hardly any minutes ever, basically.
I thought Palestri showed more in the 5 minutes that he was on the pitch than Elanga did the whole game, to be honest. I know Elanga was playing through the middle, which clearly doesn't suit his attributes. But I thought Palestri was really good. And he was almost, I thought in the 5 minutes that Palestri was on the pitch, he almost encapsulated everything that was, he was showing everything that Anthony doesn't do. Like, Anthony isn't very direct, gives the ball away so often. And whereas Palestri actually made the right decisions almost every time he had the ball today. Like, great pass for Rashford, a nice little pass to McTominay after beating a man.
Yeah.
And I know Anthony scored a great goal, but Jesus, he is so frustrating. I mean,
he's 10 on the skill level, 2 on the decision making, isn't he?
Yeah, super. We've had some really frustrating players down the years. I think Nani was a super one. Like, Nani at times looked like a world beater, and then at other times he looked, oh my God, you're horrendous. And Anthony looks exactly like that. You see the beautiful goal he scores, and he didn't even need that much space to execute. There's 2 touches and then bang. But then at other times, it's just like, what are you doing, mate? And there was another example of that lack of right foot where he got to the byline and then almost lost the ball trying to get it off his right, almost ran it out of play trying to get it off his right foot when he had an open seam to just cross the ball. He is an enigma, to say the least.
He is. Yeah, I mean, first, I don't know how you can get this far into a career and not have any. The report not have any wrong foot, right foot, the other foot. Can't do anything with it. How's this possible?
I know.
And now they're just like, apparently. I mean, so there were reports he's having special training to practice on his other foot.
That is incredible.
Seems a bit odd, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, just super. He's like, you know, what. If you asked one of those AI chatbots, ChatGPT, turn Nani up to 11, that would be Anthony. He's got a hell of a lot of progress to make on the kind of raw materials. That said, the kind of, it feels like the ceiling's really high. I mean, United obviously overpaid, but the skill level is really high. He's not doing some of the things he did at Ajax, like the take-ons on there. He's not doing it. Mm-hmm. And partly that could be better defenders, partly confidence thing. No, he doesn't seem to lack in confidence.
No.
You know, he can do a 720 spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little odd. He's just not doing all the things that brought him to United, and then some of the raw materials in the final third in a more difficult league with better players isn't quite coming off. So yeah, that's frustrating. I thought first 20 minutes or so, he roasted the Charlton right back so often. It's just, I was like, oh God, this could be a mare. But I think I've forgotten his name now, the Charlton right back, Claire, who I thought he came back into it okay. But there's some good moments from Garnacho, lovely cutback and attempted curl wasn't there. And I guess the goalkeeper read that one. He was going before the shot was taken, basically.
Yeah.
So some good moments from him. A couple of cutbacks that didn't quite. One that went to, was it Dallo, and he was trying to find Anthony. A shot over.
Yeah, I think he's just awesome. I think the more we see of Garnacho, the more excited you get. I mean, there's obviously the level isn't great. It's playing at the same level as he would have done in the EFL Trophy League One team. So yeah, we obviously got to take that into account. But it's just the directness is excellent, and also the end product. Like, more often than not, it does come off. Whereas obviously you see Anthony, £85 million player on the other side. No, he scored a great goal, but so much of Garnacho's actions end in something fruitful. Even towards the end, where you think, oh, maybe he might be dying out because he's a younger player, but he seems to be going for 90 minutes at the moment, which is really exciting. I mean, we've talked about his ceiling being super high and high in comparison to our other younger players, but yeah, you wonder how high it could be, because it's the maturity and the composure in the final third which really, really, really excites me, along with obviously the raw materials which are there. He's got a lot to him. He's got a lot of arrogance as well. I think that a lot of that is in a good way. I just wonder how much of that could be a limiting factor in time as well, because those types of players, sometimes can be a bit of a diva. Like, my fear is that he might become a bit of a diva, but there's nothing to say that. Well, there's a few things to say that he might be, because like you see some of his actions, you see the way that he was in pre-season, and Ten Hag came down quickly on that, and you wonder whether he will be, but that's something for later. His on pitch ability is the sky is the limit, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And it's super high. I guess his challenge will be getting enough minutes with Marcus Rashford, first pick off the left-hand side in magnificent form. Obviously, seems to have rediscovered all of that confidence that drained away for a couple of years. I mean, if you move Rashford through the middle, you lose quite a lot there, actually, in the numbers, in terms of his productivity. And so Garnacho at the moment, I guess he's first reserve for Marcus Rashford. We'll see what happens when Jadon Sancho comes back. If he comes back from his long journey towards fitness, mental health, and all of so, a lot of options down the left, one option really on the right, and it's not quite working. So, I mean, it's hard. It's unfair to say that when he's just bang one in the top bins.
But that's him all over.
But it is him all over. Yeah, he'll definitely start against City on Sunday though, because he can. Oh, he's very good defensively, Anthony. He is diligent there, and he at least gives City to something to think about. It might come up with a moment of brilliance. Yeah. But anyway, back to Garnacho. Great hopes for him. I just hope he can get enough game time. Really, I'd kind of be interested to see him go through the middle. He's got that speed. I mean, obviously he's not going to be playing with his back to goal, but anything in front of him is good. I mean, it's harder against a team that's going to sit deep like Charlton, but against a better team with a higher line, you'd think he'd be pretty dangerous. So,
yeah, for sure.
What else was of note in this game? I mean, obviously we get onto Marcus Rashford, who scored a couple late on and did really well both goals, actually. So he lost the second one.
Yeah,
he just seems to be super confident right now, and the kind of thing he'd fluff only 6 months ago.
It's the composure of that second one. It's like you say. I think even in that type of game where the game's over and we're playing against a League One team, I still think a year ago he'd have just blasted that wide. But it almost was jarring to see like how smooth and he was in that moment, of just how relaxed you could just tell he was, and just softly putting his left foot through the ball. Like, it's so easy to just rush that and snatch it and just blaze it wide or slice it or whatever. But it just sums up the confidence that he's playing with, and the quality that he also has. Like, we obviously knew over and over. That's the weird thing about watching football, really. You don't almost know how good someone is sometimes, because they can do terrible things, but it's just down to their mental state at that moment in time. Whereas his mental state is so almost perfect right now, and his ability is so high, is that like that just he makes that finish look so easy when it really, really isn't. And I think the first one as well was a really interesting finish. At first you're like, how did that go in? But like, I think he spots the gap where the keeper dives and he can just put it round him. Like, yeah, it's just lovely to see how good Rashford is right now, and I like the little celebration as well.
Yeah, sort of muted thing that he's doing at the moment. Yeah, it was good for Ten Hag to be able to bring on like just quality, basically. Brought on Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro to try and close out the game and win it. And it worked perfectly. Casemiro did his usual thing of fouling people and getting away with it.
Yeah.
It's very, very good at that. He just absolutely clattered into one of the Charlton players and kind of made it look like an accidental coming together. I was like, that's as cynical as it gets, that one. Anyway.
It's just so good of it, because like, like nasty players of like Gattuso or whatever, like they've got on like they've like would be terrible at playing poker, because you can just see the anger in their face every time they make a challenge. Whereas Casemiro just looks like a nice guy. He's just trotting about doing his business, and then he almost does it in like a clumsily way, which is almost like unassuming. Oh, sorry, I really didn't mean to make that foul. And the ref's just like, get away, you little scamp. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The one thing I'm amazed at with Casemiro is just the thing I was most concerned about, and see him as a player, is the physical part to it, because I'd kind of thought in the last season or so that he'd lost a little bit of that at Madrid, and perhaps he was part of a midfield that was getting overrun more often than in the past. Kroos, Modric getting older, and he was aging with them. So then obviously 5 years younger or so. And I've been surprised at how physical he still is. That's my only concern with him, the player. The other concern, of course, about the money, but that kind of doesn't look like it's very expensive at the moment, given how much quality he's brought to the team. But yeah, I'm just surprised how much he keeps going, and that kind of what felt like a waning physical presence isn't true.
No,
which is just a real bonus.
And there were so many question marks about. There's always question marks when players leave Real Madrid, I think, because it's like, I thought that with Varane as well. It's like, why are they getting rid? Like, what's wrong with them? And are also they going to be able to, have they still got the hunger left to perform at post Real Madrid after winning so many titles? And there was obviously loads of question marks about that. Like, he's going to United for the money, but his mentality is amazing. Like, and it's so needed in that team. The winning mentality, the confidence that we should be Man United. We should be the best team here. The game management, the game intelligence. There was the game a few weeks, I can't remember who it was, where we were 1-0 up quite late, and Casemiro looked like the only man who was like realizing the situation. Like, if we concede here, we're in real trouble, and everyone else is kind of going through the motions. But he's always so switched on, and that's what a defensive midfielder should be. But I don't know. I was a little bit concerned about what his mentality would be like, but it's so elite. You can see why he's won so many titles, why he's been such a crucial player for such a huge club for so many years. And that's something that, to me, really, really stands out, because United, during this malaise, have really struggled for players like that. And I think Varane is exactly the same in that regard. That you can tell that they're used to winning, and I think it has a rippling effect on the rest of the team. And I'm sure like Rashford feels that from Ten Hag, used to winning in Holland. Casemiro, he seems to have a really good on-pitch relationship. Like when Casemiro played the great pass to Rashford today, like them sharing a joke afterwards, and they share jokes after quite a lot of celebrations. I think it's having a rippling effect on the whole team, to be honest. And those players who aren't used to winning, I think to Harry Maguire as well, like hopefully it will have effect on those, and bring that winning mentality back to United, which has been sorely lacking for the last 10 years or so.
10 years, yeah. Oh, I mean, you're totally right. Yeah, he's and Ten Hag spoke about it, didn't he, last week, about the mentality. I mean, he spoke about the United shirt weighing heavy, and it being about not just the quality but the mentality as well. And it's absolutely right with Casemiro. He's driving players on. I actually don't know whether his English is any good or not, but it's just on pitch presence and performances demonstrate the quality required. Yeah. And Varane, I mean, Casemiro left Real Madrid because they bought Tchouaméni, or were going to, and Camavinga the year before, and they're trying to refresh that midfield, I guess. And maybe he saw the writing on the wall. Two players basically in his position who were younger, and he thought it's the right time. I mean, he got paid well at Madrid. He gets paid slightly better at United, but it's not life-changing amounts of different. And Varane was slightly different in that he spoke about he'd won everything, so why not try something different? I mean, in fact, he was asked about it, wasn't he? Do you regret going to United after the chaos of last season? So anyway, yeah, totally right. Both winners, and it's just really important. And if United are going to win this trophy, the likelihood is we're going to have to beat Manchester City, who've won it for the last 17 years in a row, or whatever it is. And we'll need both of them, as well as on Saturday against the same opposition. I mean, these are the players who won't shrink in that kind of match. In the previous game against City, obviously United got hammered, didn't play Casemiro, played Scott McTominay, and Ten Hag. I think, did he say something afterwards about shrinking? I can't remember exactly the phrasing. Or he probably didn't use that word exactly, but that was the kind of meaning behind it, being scared of it. and I don't think that'll be the case in the match coming up. We've got too many big players now, or more big players. Never had too many, but more big players. And it really counts. And Wayne and I last week, I guess, we were talking about the FA Cup, and it would have been in the backers content. Patreon.com/NQAT pod for anyone who wants to get our weekly bonus show. Just plug that. We were talking about some of our favourite cup runs, and of course, the 94 cup run, double winning side. That's the side that contained Mark Hughes, Eric Cantona, Paul Ince, Roy Keane, Steve Bruce. Am I right? I think just so many huge players in terms of not only expecting to win, demanding to win. And, definitely been missing that.
Mentality monsters. I think that's what Jurgen Klopp calls his men when they... But I do like that.
Not anymore, they aren't.
No, they are definitely not. But I do like that phrase because most of the United teams under Fergie were mentality monsters. I guess that also had a rippling effect that the more they won, they just became absolute forces of nature. And I think Ten Hag's got it in him to have that, to enforce that throughout the team. It's already like I say, and Rashford's obviously spoken about this as well, that he's getting that type of mentality from the manager. And I think sending Sancho away to try and get his head right is part of that. I think it's almost like the modern version of making players these steely mentality monsters. Like, you're not afraid to I guess admit a little bit of vulnerability to try and improve yourself, which I think in years gone by that would have been seen as weakness, whereas I think now it's seen as a strength. That Sancho's and Ten Hag have come to this decision where he's not in the right place at the moment, and we saw with his ability he was waning really quite considerably, and hopefully he's going to come back and be a mentality monster, because he looked like that type of player at Dortmund, like to go into Germany and go and do that. And then it's just another player can be added to this pool of Lisandro Martinez, absolute mentality monster, if you want to talk about that. Yeah. And then, and you hope that someone like Maguire can maybe turn himself around as well. But tonight,
I doubt it.
Talking about Maguire, he didn't even look like he'd found his level tonight.
Yeah, he made a lot of passes, Maguire, didn't he? I mean, playing off the right-hand side.
Yeah, a few. The nice diagonals were decent.
Yeah, a few nice diagonals. Yeah, I mean, the pitch opens up for him. He was playing on the right. I do think he finds it hard with his body position to play it to the right. He doesn't. Yeah, he's just not a good mover.
I mean, can you imagine him as a dancer? Like the hips moving. His hips definitely do lie.
That's it. We need to get him on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And that'll get him moving. We're talking about unusual approaches to getting a player right. Maybe that'll work.
The anti-Shakira. Maybe, he's definitely, Maybe, now she's split with PK, maybe she can teach him a couple of things. But he's got the agility. He's got the agility of a bathtub. He's just...
Okay, he really has.
He got Meg tonight as well. It's just... Well, I feel like we're very much dumping on him, but it's just so easy to dump upon. When I was in Morocco for the World Cup, I watched a lot of games on the beIN Sports coverage, which was in Arabic, and I watched a couple of England games through that. And the commentator literally just laughs at Harry Maguire. Like, every time he does something remotely bad, the commentator just laughs his head off, and you're like, this is just so mean, but probably quite fair.
There were reports in the week that because he was photographed somewhere in the Birmingham region that he might be joining Aston Villa. It seems to have been denied on all parts. At this stage, I'd be really quite shocked if he's not moved on in the summer. It doesn't make a lot of sense to do it during the middle of the season, especially with Varane being so vulnerable to injuries.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it just doesn't. It's not a good fit. It's not a good fit for Ten Hag and higher line. You'd have to play a lot deeper with him. It just doesn't seem right. So
no, it's also
probably good for everyone if he moves on for a decent fee. I mean, not going to get anywhere near what they paid for him, clearly. But even half of that would be fair enough.
Yeah, it's also the problem that I don't think it's a problem, but it's just the embarrassing thing that he's still the captain, and when he has to come on the pitch, he has to take the captain's armband. I think it's, like when Giggs used to be the captain, or it was like an older statesman, or Gary Neville or Roy Keane or whatever, when they came with a kind of, well, Keane wasn't really coming towards the end of his United career, but Giggs and Gary Neville, where they would come on and take the armband. It's a little bit different when you're a club legend like that and you've won it all. Where when you're Harry Maguire coming on for 10 minutes to take the captain's armband from players who are significantly better than you, always been better than you, and you've been, to be quite frank, an embarrassment as the United captain, it's super embarrassing taking the captain's armband every time. I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be, because that's kind of what you have to do, but it's just like, oh, really? It's just a bit silly, isn't it?
Really, apparently. Well, I don't know, unless you've got anything else to talk about when it comes to the Charlton game. Maybe we can talk about the derby at the weekend.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think there's so much you can talk about League One opposition.
Yeah. Well done, Charlton, and your plucky fans. You brought out all the hits.
Do you know what I really... I don't know why, but it really winds me up, just football fans, when you hear them just with their rubbish songs. Like,
rubbish.
We forgot that you were here. Oh, honestly, come on.
League One standards.
It is League One standards.
League songs, all of them.
League One songbook, yeah. Like, come on.
Everton fans were pretty embarrassing at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
9,000 of them, could barely hear them. And anyway, City at the weekend, big game, obviously, both for United's position in the league and kind of proving point for how well this confidence is translating. Eight wins in a row, 6 post the World Cup. How it's translated, revenge for the 6-2 earlier in the season. Yeah, there's a lot at stake, isn't there, at the weekend, and a stronger performance, right? Being really in the game, not being timid. I mean, clearly City will have more possession because they do, but like really showing some intent with the possession that we have. I think that's what we need. Feeling that we're not inferior.
Yeah, I am almost entirely sure we won't be. I think we'll see a similar type-ish performance, but a similar type-ish performance than we did against Arsenal. But I think more refined than we saw that day. I thought from a mentality perspective and an effort perspective, we were great that day. But I think quality, we weren't particularly great, and obviously we still won. And I think we will have to be more refined to beat City today on Saturday. But I think there's a big part of me that thinks we will. When saying that, I'm reminded of what Gary Neville did before the last City game, where he went on Twitter before the game. It was like, yes, United are winning when he saw the team sheet. But this is a completely different United to that day. Casemiro, like you say, is a huge upgrade on McTominay. And the whole mentality of the team is really on the up. And also, City, obviously they were good against Chelsea, but everyone beats Chelsea these days. They've not been that great all season, I don't think. Like, the Haaland experiment is obviously working wonders for Haaland's goal-scoring statistics, but they looked better with Alvarez in the team at the weekend.
Right.
Is Pep going to be bold enough to... I mean, he loves a random tactical change for a big game. Is he going to be bold enough to take Haaland out of the team on Saturday? I don't think so.
I don't think he'll do that, but he may come up with a system. I mean, he did against Chelsea the game before, didn't he? The league game. It was kind of weird watching Cancelo on the wing or midfield or wherever he was playing, sort of out wide right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He can do that. It's been his undoing for many a Champions League campaign, and need to unnecessarily come up with some kind of thought experiment as a as football tactics. I don't see it against United, though. I think it'll be a pretty standard City side.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger questions are on United's side, really. Most of the team picks itself. I mean, I imagine Lisandro Martinez got 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get 90 minutes today?
Yes.
He got a lot, yeah. So I imagine he'll play alongside Varane, who's been wrapped in cotton wool. We'll see Dave back. We'll see Luke Shaw at left back. Right back's a problem. Delo came off today.
Yeah, and he didn't look great during that game either, did he?
No, giving his groin a good hard rubbing as well. So, I mean, it's different. He had a hamstring problem before. Maybe it's just precautionary. We'll see. But anything muscle related, you wouldn't expect to see him, which will be a shame because as well as Wan-Bissaka has done, he's done okay. And he was okay today, okay in the 3 other games he's played. It doesn't offer almost anything going forward. And it just means you have a free side of the pitch, basically, as a defensive side. So, anyway, midfield is another question, isn't it? Casemiro is obviously going to play, and so will Bruno. And the question is the third spot. Is it Eriksen because it gives United control of the ball and creation of chances? Second top assist maker in the Premier League this season. Or is it someone like Fred with a bit more pressing, ball recovery? Does he use the ball as well? That's the question. And then up front, it's going to be Anthony Martial and Rashford, assuming they're all fit.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, the thing is, any question about I think this will kind of sound counterintuitive to the way I see football, but I think actually Fred would be better suited for this game. I just think also like breaking away, if we need to break fast, he is someone who can take the ball forward. And I know Eriksen has so much ability on the ball and he can take us forward in a different way by playing great passes with either foot. It's just his physicality, which I'm a little bit concerned about in this game. It's really difficult to pick. If I was the manager, I would really be almost like doing a coin flip here or trying to do everything to figure out what would be the best and how do I want to set up my team here. The differences are obvious, what each player is going to bring to the team, but it's obviously how much ball do they expect us to have at home. If they expect us to have a decent amount, then obviously Eriksen's the point. But we are a good counter-attacking team, and if say Wan-Bissaka's in the team as well, that maybe brings up a different question because he's obviously going to offer you even less going forward than what obviously Dalot will. So if you play Wan-Bissaka and Fred, you've almost got 2 players who can't even attack. Well, I know Fred can to a certain degree, and he hit the post with a great free kick today. But in comparison to obviously Eriksen, he's got, yeah.
Well, it's also control, isn't it? And Ten Hag talks quite a lot about control, and he wants the team to be dominant. And you can dominate in different ways. So teams dominate against City by having really good defensive shape and forcing City to play in front of them all the time, and not falling into the pressing trap of trying to press too early and allowing City to play through you. That's how you beat City typically. Unless you're going to go head to head. That's not how Liverpool played them, obviously, but how most teams try and play them. And when they win, it's that, right? Sit a bit deeper, close down the spaces in between the lines, and force City to play in a way that they don't want to play. I don't think United are going to do that. I'd be surprised. We've not really seen a performance like that under Ten Hag. I think he's more likely to want United to dominate the ball. It's very hard with Fred. So although the defensive side of things makes a lot of sense, playing Fred in there, he's tended to not do that. He's tended to go with Eriksen just for the use of the ball. It does mean United are a bit soft through the middle, and we still have given up chances in recent games. Gave up chances against Bournemouth and against Forest.
Yeah,
and some against Everton. Not very good, really, are they, Everton? So I guess that's a concern. I couldn't really say which way I think he's going to go, though. There's no, and I'd be surprised if he completely changes around the system and goes with 3 at the back or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, if it was Ollie, maybe, but Ten Hag seems to have a system and seems to keep playing it. Yeah, and that's why we're getting some consistency in the way United play. It looks like a certain kind of team, doesn't it? It looks like a Ten Hag team. Yeah,
and the thing is with Fred, like for all of the attributes that he does bring, he's not particularly infallible in that position anyway. So I guess the thing is, if you play Fred in front of the back four or alongside Casemiro, it's not like you're guaranteed to concede fewer chances because he's not that good. He just obviously brings a lot of energy in that position, and I think dynamism as well on the ball. He can, if he's at his best, Fred, he can be so crucial and so good. Like it's just his tidiness on the ball is just not so erratic. And when you have Anthony on one side and then Wan-Bissaka as well, like that does become a bit of an issue. Whereas, like you say, Eriksen's control has just been so good this season. I mean, in an ideal world, we'd have Frankie de Jong there, and we wouldn't have any questions about that because Frankie de Jong would offer all the control and all the dynamism in the world because he's so great across the floor. But we didn't obviously make that signing, and we probably never will.
No, Frankie de Jong's next move will be to Turkey in 5 years' time, or something like that. They will be linked with him every transfer window from now until then. So enjoy it. I guess one player that won't be starting against City will be João Felix, who looks like he's off to Chelsea. There was some discussion at United. It looks like they're paying a huge amount of money. I mean, £10 million loan fee plus all his wages and stuff. They just chucking money at everything at the moment, aren't they, Chelsea? It's a hell of a gamble. Almost to the point it's a kind of no-win gamble because if he doesn't do that well, and it's not clear that he's going to be a number 9 for them, which is their problem at the moment, he'll be extremely expensive. Yeah, 20 million euros, 18 million pounds or something. If he does do really well, I don't think they have an option in that deal, do they? His price is up again, so yeah. And I'm not sure how you win. Although I suppose if he scores so many goals that they make the Champions League, it'll be seen as worth it. He'll have to be that many. Though.
Yeah, but I almost think they're out of that Champions League run now, Champions League debate now. Like they're miles off, and they look rubbish. And he's not.
They're basically 10 points. They're 10 points off the Champions League. So it needs a lot of teams to not do very well.
It's obviously 10. Yeah, and they're 10th, aren't they? So, like you say, there's a lot of teams that you're relying on there, and a lot of points. And I don't understand where he fits into that team. Like you say, they're looking for a number 9. They've got a lot of players who are similar-ish to him, who can play.
Havertz, they spent 90-odd million.
Yeah, and they signed Sterling. They've got Mount. They've got Ziyech. They've got... Which maybe on their day, if João Felix is on his day, which is very, very rare, they're not as good as him. I would say Sterling probably is on his day. But when is João Felix's day? So rare. And I guess the only thing is, like you say, if he does go and score loads of goals, I still don't think they'll drag him to the Champions League, even if he does score loads. Then I guess you could say, they've had a try before they buy kind of scenario where they've spent 10 million. They've realised that this lad has still got some ability. He can do it in the Premier League. And we're going to sign him in the summer and he's going to be the next big thing. But I think if he looks like it's going to be like a Coutinho kind of thing. I think maybe 2 or 3 decent-ish looking games, and then it's going to drop off there.
Bad.
I know it is, but obviously João Felix is a lot younger, and he's not been through the agony.
The talent's there. It's just, I think it's not just like, can he do it? He'll be in a more attacking team, which I imagine will suit him better than being at Atleti. It's also where he's basically an auxiliary left back.
Everyone is
wing back.
Every player is.
Everyone is. Yeah, it's sort of like his positioning. If it feels like he's a good player in the wrong team, it's not what. They'd been the same at United, right? Where he preferred to sort of drift off the left into central areas and anyway, he's not coming. It looks like Wout Weghorst is.
Yes.
It's on the deal where they pay Besiktas some money to break the loan deal, and I don't know what they'll be paying Burnley for the loan fee. It won't be much. It's interesting on this one.
It's exciting. Big
Yeah. Well, he's got the mentality, so everyone says. He's a special character, apparently.
Well, he seems like an absolute madhead, to be honest. Like in the World Cup, he was just absolute top value. Like that, obviously, the game against Argentina. As soon as he came on and talking about mentality monsters, he looks like one. Like he really looks like a winner. Like, and I loved him in that game against Argentina. Just his enthusiasm, his will to win. Obviously, his ability in the air is great. He also came up with the idea of the set piece where he scored. It was his idea. Yep. He'd done it before in Germany. He scored loads of goals in the Bundesliga as well.
1 and 2 in the Bundesliga.
And 1 and 2.
It's not bad.
1 and 2 Besiktas as well this season, like in his first season at a new club, which is pretty good. The only thing is that I don't really know how he fits into this United team currently. I know, like, Ten Hag in the past...
I'm not sure he's starting games.
No, he's not going to be. But it's just kind of like... the system is going to have to change every time he comes onto the pitch because he's a big man playing through the middle, like a little bit like Haller was doing at Ajax last season, which obviously Ten Hag likes.
Just not quite as dynamic. Ten Hag does like a real number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, Haller is almost a prototype number 9 for Ten Hag, isn't he? But
he's a great plan B. Like in the same way as like I loved that performance from Holland in the last 20 minutes against Argentina, where you rarely ever see a team with 20 because it was 10 minutes and then. It was always 10 minutes of added time in the World Cup. So you never really see with 20 minutes to go a team go that direct, that aggressively. They should have done it throughout the extra time as well. But that is always just an option for us to just lump it up to Weghorst because he's going to be super good in the air. And when was the last time we had like a guy who could just chuck balls up to?
I mean, I guess we had Fellaini.
Yes, of course.
Who was a really tall player who couldn't jump, which was kind of weird. Weghorst is genuinely good. I hope it doesn't resort to too much of that because then you lose the control and there's always a temptation. It's not just lumping up. It's the kind of the deep cross, isn't it? If Anthony getting into those kind of positions wide on the right where he likes to cut back on his left and curl it to the back post, he's actually good at that. If there's someone getting on the end of those, I think he'd score a few goals like that. So we'll see. And Shaw can put in a really good ball as well. So there are routes, certainly. He's also the prototype big lad with a good touch, because he's not clumsy.
No, he's good.
He's actually decent.
He's good on the ball. I mean, I wouldn't be this excited if it was the summer and we were going to have to rely on Weghorst throughout the year. But it's just an exciting kind of little treat for a few months. And
I guess so. I mean, I'd prefer we're spending 90 million on the next brilliant forward and Anthony Martial who stays fit and scores goals. Yes. But you have to spend 90 million on those players, and obviously not too many clubs release their players during the winter window. And there's a question about who that next number 9 really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And Nkunku's going to Chelsea for that much money in the summer. Basically, and who's the next one after that? It's a good question.
Yeah, it's difficult to think. I thought Vlahovic might have been the next coming, but he seems to have tailed off a little bit this season, and I guess it might be difficult to pry him away from Juventus, though. And then you also look at Lautaro Martinez, but you look at him in the World Cup and you think, oh God, maybe not. It's difficult to find.
He was dreadful.
Yes. Nothing short of.
And Inter have always been really reluctant to let him go for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. Any other thoughts?
No. I'm very much excited for Saturday, and I really do think we're going to win. I really do.
It's a bold prediction. It's a bold. I don't think
you
we're
don't.
Going to win. I really hope. I hope we do. I hope we take it to City. They're rattled by our high press and intensity, which is maintained. The pattern has been, especially with Ollie in charge, high press for 10 minutes, tails off, get spanked. So that's
true.
And it's so much better defensively. Martinez, Varane, Shaw. Be nice if Dalot's back. At least if Wan-Bissaka's back, you've got good pace there. And Casemiro slightly deeper in front. You've at least got a very solid defensive base. If we ship 6 again, I'd be absolutely shocked.
No way. And also, these players really feed off the crowd, and the crowd have been big in big games. They're big in big games pretty much all the time, I think. And this team as well, like the fans are really connected. The players are connecting with the fans, and also the fans are connecting with the players. Like you see this, the way that Martinez has been come into being such a cult hero at United, that they're going to play a huge part as well. Like, and just, I don't know. I think I'm going to, I could talk myself into this for over and over, and I'm going to be super convinced that we're going to win. But there's a big, strong feeling inside of me that we are going to win on Saturday. I'm going to look like an idiot when it's like 6-1 again.
Got to be confident. And look, mentality. There you go. I see it. Tom, mentality monster.
That's all I've spoken about today. I'm Tom Allardyce. Allardyce, yes. Yes.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll catch you after the City game.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.